さい。We will soon be arriving at Tomonaga.
天ぷらはな、まだお好みにな、入れると。
いつももう冷凍して入れて本当にどうしようかな思って、そうです。魚なんじゃけど、だしにしやすいわ。
切り干し大根とか炊くんでも天ぷら入れるじゃん。
病院に取ったんだ。
退院したの？
退院したんで、もう何でもないの使うから、まあ、こうやって
まあまあな、でももう、そんなに、いるかな、やっぱりな。
いっぱいおでんがあったら、
ふきさんも土曜日に来てるし、あと中崎も、前の日にこうとるしな。そんなあれでもなかったよね、一応。
を落とすいうことで、落としていただいたら自分の持ってる役が落ちてすっきり今日は。
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow this way, but I'll never find this anywhere.
外務大臣級の方の迎賓館として作られました。元の位置に移動し、9月、秋の彼岸になると、またお堂の後ろの山で月と太陽が。ありがとうございました。そして今座られている畳の間、この下は 下は九州。
To the mountains sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steadier than yesterday. I'll take the stillness as a sign to write a song about things we've done and the things still to come. Flowers in the plenty, coloring in the view. Red sunburns late Sunday afternoon. Talking for hours about the places we have gone and things we've done and the things still to come. It's high tide, high tide, high tide, high tide. Trees with orange leaves, they take me to a place. But be by your side, I would run all night and day. Tall pine thousand fault lines. I'm glad that we are home. Time with you, I will never outgrow. 'Cause it's high time. High time. High time. High time. calls me baby. Ain't that shit crazy? And I feel like I'm on cloud nine. Don't think that anybody in this town can bring me down, yeah. We can chill.
お忘れなく。
手に入れておいてください。はい、どうぞ、スマホ、はい、どうぞ。はい。これを寝てダメ。すごいすごい。ダメ？絶対これは。
LINE はしよるけど。なんかもうこの人がこれ書いてるの。すごいすごい。自分あ、これなんかすごいけど。やな背中しよう。確かに。お家でもな雨が入ってエレベーター待ち。ここにね。
けに座ったりとか。
当だ。
オッケー。ちょっと待ってよ。
私も想像してなかったんですよ。置いてこういう現象を上見られました。これが私ね、ドゥエアンにフィニッシュクエスト。ありがとうございます。どうも。
Your eyes, all that under the covers. Your place, my place, it doesn't matter. No one has to know. Keep it on the low. Round and round we go. Falling for you, feeling your skin, the night's getting colder. Falling, holding, it's getting better. No one has to know. Falling 「
Car H is at the rear. Cars 1, 2,
running from things that you know. Just trying to find where to live, but it's not bringing you home. As if hope was a pill or a bottle or a phone that could hold me, heal all my sorrow, but still nothing upholds me and frees my tomorrow like you. Ooh. With you I see the morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes. Sometimes I'm fine in the backseat, feels like my life's moving past me, and I get so caught up in things I'll forget 10 days from last week. There's too much blessing every day for me to leave on the shelf. Just lift your head, 'cause there's no reason you should be by yourself. 'Cause life is a gift worth more than trying to survive. The sun still rises tomorrow if it's 9 or it's 5. If you're looking for goodness, then that's what you'll find. With you I see that morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes. Morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning always comes. It was dark for a while, but I can see the light. Lost my heart for a while, but now I'm feeling right. Hold your hope in the trial until you leave the night. Yeah. Morning always, oh morning always. It was dark for a while, but I can see the light. Lost my heart for a while, but now I'm feeling right. Hold your hope in the trial until you leave the night. Morning always, oh morning always. With you I see that morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes. Morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning
りがとうございます。
刃の字があり、左の一番最後にいらっしゃいます寺坂吉ますが、これは切腹をされた方ということでこの字が使われております。大石力様となってございます。それを取り囲みますように、右側から格式順に45種の
すみません。
オーバーにくるんだりとかして、コリコリと食感がね、また面白いんです。はい、話のネタとして。はい。
英語で。
ありがとうございます。
足元白色到着印1番から8番です。
Car 8 is at the rear. Cars 1.のぞみ号で広島へお急ぎになるお客様、次の福山駅からのぞみ77号広島駅にお乗り換えください。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
これ YouTube？
はい、
今日福山から山口まで何時？
バラ祭りはこの福山のバラ祭りは1年に1回だけ。
ありがとうございます。
トラヤとコラボしてますよ。
ホカッチャどうですか、ホカッチャ。このマカロンはバラの、わかりますか、バラ、花のその味。ホカッチャが一番美味しい。ピクルスが一番美味しい。
チーズって何個入ってる？ありがとうございます。
とうございます。2人です。
お二人、福山市民ではないですか？
ないです。
チケットの方はこちらからご利用ください。
再入場されますかね。
私してきますね。
ありがとうございます。
で
バイバーイ。バイバイ。
ポテト。
はい、300円です。300円のお返しです。はい、ありがとうございます。
神様はこの世界に立つ私をよこすのでございます。
焼酎と一つ、はい、ビール。はい、ありがとうございます。
ちょっとこれを骨の周り取ったら新しいの来ますね。I'm worried that you don't miss me too. I'm worried that I'll never find someone to replace you, and I've heard you're with someone else, but I'm here by myself, holding on to what you got. Was it all in my head when you said you love me? 'Cause no one can love me better than you did, and I'm still not over it. Did you forget I put you before me? Memories haunting me knowing you gave it up instead. You did. Was it all just in my head? Was it all in? Was it all in my head? Was it all in? Was it all just in my head? Now my life feels so vacant. Without you I'm just moving in between. a sad reality. No, I'm patient, but I've you said you love me, 'cause no one can love me better than you did. And I'm still not over it. Did you forget? I put you before me. Memories haunted me knowing you gave it up instead. You did. Was it all just in my head? Was it all in my head?
Lie awake in the morning with a light upon her skin. Coffee cup before the day begins. Don't go, stay a while, we'll slow it all back down. Time is still and there's nowhere to be. Birds are talking outside, giving space for the words we hold inside to come out. So stay a while, we'll slow it over back down. Still a little longer, it's only getting warmer. Slow it down 'cause time can't wait. Hold on to this moment, watch the sunlight pouring. Keep it like a picture frame. So stay a while, don't go, 'cause we got time, we'll slow it all the way back down.
Let's sleep down at the lonely lake. Before summer has gone away, swim out under a broken sky. Colorless shades of white. Wave goodbye to my song. Golden coming away soon. So let's lay under the falling moon. Tell me something about yourself. You never told to no one else. Say goodbye to lonely nights and last summer.
2名様ご案内です。